So apparently Charlotte airs on Saturday instead of Sunday. And not only that, it airs on the exact same time that Durara, like that when like both shows are available to watch over on Crunchyroll. And just God, that's great. Now I get to review two shows on Saturday rather than Sunday. But not too big of a deal. So it looks like my Durara reviews will always come out first, and then Charlotte. But anyway, Charlotte, it seems pretty cool, actually. Obviously, this is the guys who have done Shirobako, Angel Beats, Clan Ad, you know, and this episode of Anything, it was an introduction episode, and it was a pretty good one. We got the main character. We see who he is. He's a freaking dick. He's an asshole. We get his story for like the first like half, right, and then or like the first third, I guess, and then we like introduce the other characters, and we finally like we don't dive into the story too much, but we get sort of where the story is going to go. Anyway, our main character, like I said, he's an asshole. He's a dick. And he has the power to manipulate, or not manipulate, but possess people, but only for 5 seconds. And I gotta say, this is something incredible where, they give this person the powers, and they touch on the other characters. I'm going to touch on them as well. But they give a character a power, but they could just make the power OP as they want, but they don't. They give like, oh yeah, you can possess into people for only 5 seconds. So it's not like, oh yeah, you can like look at her boobs and make her do dirty things. You can't. But what you can do is you can start fights and then not take the beating. And I gotta say, even though that our main character Yu is an asshole, he's a dick, I like him. You know why? Because he's not that stereotypical high school main character, that there's like the animators just have like a board, like a power board, where it's like they just flip on the harem switch and all these girls start like attracting to him for no reason. It's like nope, he has to earn it. In it's sort of sense where he's trying to get this girl, so he puts himself in like a certain situation, possessing this girl's best friend to go run away, possessing this like truck driver to go run into her, and stuff like that, and then saving her life and be like, yeah, you're gonna love me now, right? And what was amazing is that like by the end, there are certain events that happen, but the girl's like, I'm sorry, your exchange schools, I'm not gonna come visit you because like it's like 1,000 miles. I ain't worth it. I'm not gonna look like a stalker, and I thank you for rescuing me, but that's all there is to it. I'm never gonna forget it. So thank you. Have a good rest of your life. I'm out. Now, if you have watched anime, you know that situation would not have happened if it was like a regular ecchi harem series where it's like, oh, you rescued my life, now I'm gonna be with you forever, I'm gonna fight for you and do lewd things to you. But that doesn't happen. I'm glad that she was like, nope. She like the girl was her own character. She wasn't some character that it's like a throwaway character, or the girl has like no self-esteem or anything. She's like, nope. Thanks for rescuing my life, but if you're gonna transfer schools, I don't see us being in a relationship. We were never in a relationship, so thanks for rescuing my life. I'm out. See, these are like the female characters that we need, but we're never gonna get, because the otaku culture in Japan, it's crazy. It's crazy. Anyway, our main character Yu, he uses his possessing ability, to possess other people when taking tests, so it looks like so that way he can cheat essentially, get the top scores, get all the bitches, and he gets into like the high school he wants to get into, but some people are like, that seems kind of fishy, and so these two new characters, Tamori, I believe that's how you pronounce it, and Takajo, they're like, haha, so you're just like us and you have powers, but you're using them for the wrong reason. So here, come into our high school, you're going to transfer in, and you're going to help us stop other people, and there's our plot, right? There's our plot. Anyway, our buddy Takajo has the power of teleportation, but it's not actually teleportation, he's just moving at very high speeds. But think about that, and which I found absolutely funny, was that, he could have kept this freaking high speed ability, but, they decided to throw a twist where it's like, he goes at very high speeds, but he doesn't know when he's gonna stop, so he's gonna like get hurt. And then we have the main girl, which I thought her name was gonna be Charlotte, but it isn't. Her name is Tamori, and she has the power of invisibility. But that's not essentially true either. She only goes invisible for the person who she visually contacts, or like she visually targets, so that way she can't see them, or her opponent can't see them. But everyone else can see her perfectly fine. And you know what? I love that. I love that little twist, because I was like, oh, she could turn invisible. Oh, she can only turn invisible in people in front of her, or she wants like that one person. So I thought that's pretty neat. We also meet Yu's little sister, his Emoto, and if there's anything that distracts me from this series are the eyes. They're just like Clanad eyes, if not, well, they're not as bad as Clanad eyes, but they're pretty big. They're like the stereotypical anime eyes, and it's not that bad. I'm pretty sure I'm getting used to it. It's not like, oh yeah, this is horrible. The anime eyes are like horrible, like 5 out of 10, stuff like that. Anyway, we also meet another character, but she has no lines. She only gets mentioned twice throughout the episode, and it's the idol that they keep on talking about. I believe her name is Haru. Yeah, she's on the poster on the series, and it looks like she's gonna be a main character. And hopefully it's not something stupid where it's like she comes into town, she falls in love with the main character, now she's part of the series. Well, that's about it for that first episode. It was a very nice way to introduce most of the characters, because I think those were all the characters that were on the poster, which I'm assuming are all main characters. We have Takajo, Tamori, Yu, his little sister, who speaks in third person, or at least in the subtitles she spoke in third person a lot, which I thought was really weird. And the idol Haru, I'm pretty sure she has a real name. That I'm assuming that we'll get an introduction to her next episode, or sometime very soon. And I'm just wondering, like, where do they get the title Charlotte from? Because, you don't name a title Charlotte and not be like, oh yeah, it's called Charlotte because of this character or, like, this thing. Because, Charlotte's a name. It's like the title High School DxD actually has meaning, and it's not supposed to be like, the D and the D are supposed to be like boobies or anything like that. I'm also wondering what the opening and the ending sound like, because we haven't heard those. They just, like, ran straight into the episode. But other than that, I'm also definitely wondering, like, when am I going to start crying? When am I going to start feeling for these characters? Because, these are the guy, I believe the director for this was the guy who did Angel Beats, and Angel Beats, if you not have seen it, it's going to rip your heart out, just like, Ilya from Fate Stay Night. It's going to be horrible. Anyway, those are my thoughts on Charlotte's first episode. Let me know yours down in the comments below. Like I said, I thought it was very good. We got everything out of the way. You got introduction to characters, introduction to powers, the whole powers thing that, they only, like, come up when you're, like, a teenager, and then they go away, and you never know when they're going to go away. And so I think that's going to be the thing, but we don't know if they go away, do they die or anything like that. But, it's definitely, I like how they introduce characters, introduce powers, they introduce the plot, not too much into the plot, but, introduce the characters and the chemistry with one another. Anyway, nonetheless, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like if you think the video deserves it. Subscribe to my channel if you like what you saw. If you haven't already. You like Charlotte? So do I. So far. Hopefully it doesn't end up being something like Glass Slip, because that's also by PA Works, and oh man, that anime. Anyway, until next time, bye now.